Welcome to the session on contributions of international agencies to life skills education. Life skills education is designed to facilitate the practice and reinforcement of psychosocial skills in a culturally and developmentally appropriate way. It contributes to the promotion of personal and social development, the prevention of health and social problems, and the protection of human rights. When we have deeper discussion on life skills education, it is good to understand the history of it. Life skills education has a long history and metamorphosed into the present shape by several international agencies. These agencies are the outcome of initiatives for supporting developmental, educational programs and health promotion. Some of these agencies which are having very significant role is treated in this module. International agencies related to life skills education. If we analyze the history of life skills education down through the decades, we can find out many international agencies who have paved the way and contributed to the development and growth of life skills. When we name some of the international agencies related to life skills, it is World Health Organization, popularly known as WHO, is the popular one in the list. UNESCO, UNICEF, OECD, Partnership 21 and USAID are few of the renowned agencies which contributed to the development of the life skills education. Now let us discuss each one in detail. Let us see contribution of World Health Organization. Initiatives to develop and implement life skills education in schools have been undertaken in many countries around the world. The need for life skills education is highlighted directly and indirectly in the Convention of the Rights of the Child and a number of international recommendations. Life skills education aimed at facilitating the development of psychosocial skills that are required to deal with the demands and challenges of everyday life. It includes the application of life skills in the context of specific risk situations and in situations where children and adolescents need to be empowered to promote and protect their rights. Following the study of many different life skills programs, the WHO Department of Mental Health identified 5 basic areas of life skills consisting 10 core life skills that are relevant across cultures. These 5 areas are decision making and problem solving, creative thinking and critical thinking, communication and interpersonal skills, self-awareness and empathy, coping with emotions and coping with stress. Department of Substance Abuse, Geneva, promotes life skills learning as a part of a comprehensive approach to the prevention of health and social problems related to psychoactive substance use by incorporated information about life skill approaches into technical documents and training program. The Department of Child and Adolescent Health Development, Geneva, advocates life skill learning as a part of effective programming for adolescent health to promote positive health behavior. Department of Health Promotion and WHO regional offices advocates the development of life skills education as an essential component of health promotion in schools. Thus, Through the involvement of the World Health Organization, life skills programs have come to play an important role with regard to health in both the developing and the developed countries. The 10 core life skills which we refer to the life skills education is itself is a major contribution of WHO. Then coming to the contribution of UNICEF. UNICEF has been one of the central players in bringing life skills education onto the agendas of government ministries and partners at policy and programming level, and acting as an innovator in the promotion and introduction of new ideas, approaches around life skills education. In many cases, it has successfully supported the development of national ownership and capacity of life skills education through strong partnerships, and taken the opportunity to introduce life skills education within a broader reform approach aimed at improving the quality of education. UNICEF has developed a comparative advantage and expertise in providing and sourcing technical expertise for design and development of curriculum and teaching materials, teacher training for life skills education, and providing initial and ongoing financial support for the introduction and expansion of life skills education into the education system. To strengthen life skills education, UNICEF has made several recommendations. UNICEF and partners have taken a lead in developing the taxonomy of the learning outcomes of life skills education interventions that include both the psychosocial skills and the knowledge associated with the major themes. UNICEF developed standards for expected results and outcomes at individual, school and national level. UNICEF has established a result and outcome framework for life skills education in its target countries. Further, UNICEF has considered integrating life skills education into the child-friendly schools programming strategy, child-friendly schools being the vehicle to carry the UNICEF's right mandate into education. UNICEF has developed guidelines for understanding and addressing social norms and religious conducts that are likely to affect implementation to raise awareness of the barriers and risk arising and inform advocacy. The body has recommended that guidance on participation, particularly parents and of community groups, which recognizes and addresses the potential tensions between life skills education aims and practices and social norms, be strengthened to support practitioners to mediate concerns and deliver life skills education that addresses children's need. UNICEF has recognized and supported national and international plans to build capacity at institutional, organizational and personal levels to lead and support life skills education. Further, UNICEF has supported the use of better data on the changing context and possible impact of life skills education. UNICEF has recommended that in design and implementation, and particularly in going to scale, the opportunities for children to influence the content and methodology of life skills education be prioritized from national to institutional levels. The integration of life skills education into the formal education system has expanded its reach significantly, but there has been limited attention to how this integration can accommodate the needs and interests of the most vulnerable and excluded groups of learners. In this context, UNICEF has recommended that specific emphasis is placed on identifying and addressing the needs of the groups in curricula and learning materials. Non-formal life skills education interventions are playing an important role in extension out of school children and to a holistic approach. It is recommended that support be given to improving coordination for non-formal life skills education interventions at national and local levels. UNICEF has supported national and international plans to integrate quality assurance, monitoring and evaluation process and tools for life skills education among those partners implementing non-formal interventions. Based on the experience that UNICEF has gained in life skills education, curriculum development continues to support curriculum framework that are more child friendly, focused on equity and meet the real life needs of all children. It has recommended that life skills education knowledge content should wherever possible be integrated within the school curriculum so that it is not perceived as a node on that contribute to curriculum overload, but as a core curriculum component that can be assessed within the standard assessment process. Further, UNICEF has developed clear guidelines on life skills education assessment that can support the integration of effective life skills education assessment into education systems, schools and classrooms. UNICEF still continues its valuable support and contribution for institutionalizing school-based HIV and sexual and reproductive health life skills education in generalized epidemics, and that they include HIV and stigma prevention among young vulnerable populations in concentrated epidemics. By emphasizing life skills education, UNICEF plays a vital role in constructing a society which is self-sufficient and complete. Now let us examine the contributions of UNESCO. Since its foundation, UNESCO has led the international community's work to promote peace and sustainable development through education, sciences and cultural diversity and life skills education. Information and communication, including freedom of expression, media development and universal access to information and knowledge have been at the heart of that work. It has established the critical importance of knowledge for social and economic development. Developing the influential concept of inclusive knowledge, societies built around human skills and capabilities alongside rapidly changing technology. UNESCO is the leading United Nations agency concerned with the improvement in the life skills in the information society. So now coming to the contribution of USAID. The United States Agency for International Development is an independent agency of the United States federal government that is primarily responsible for administering civilian foreign aid and development assistance. USAID is one of the largest official aid agencies in the world and accounts for more than half of all US foreign assistance, the highest in the world in absolute dollar terms. USAID education and training support activities fall in within this mandate and cover 6 major areas like basic education, learning technologies, higher education, workforce development, participant training, and telecommunications reforms and application. USAID education policy, launched in November 2018, sets priorities and direction specifically for USAID's investments in education. The primary purpose of USAID education programming is to achieve sustained, measurable improvements in learning outcomes and skills development. Its priorities are that children and youth, particularly the most marginalized and vulnerable, have increased access to quality education that is safe, relevant, and promotes social well-being. Children and youth gain literacy, numeracy, and social emotional skills that are foundational to future learning and success. Youth gain the skills they need to lead productive lives, gain employment, and positively contribute to society. Higher education institutions have the capacity to be central actors in development by conducting and applying research, delivering quality education, and engaging with communities. The USAID education policy is accompanied by program cycle implementation and operational guidance, which provides information on operational aspects of the policy, including key consideration throughout the program cycle. Agency level monitoring and reporting, budget and funding parameters, and other areas. USAID also supports Education Links, a website to help international education practitioners design and manage effective education program. Education Link will share innovation and lessons learned on implementation of the USAID education policy. Now, we will see an important organization, Bangladeshi Association for Life Skills, Income and Knowledge for Adolescents, short BALIKA. The BALIKA project is a 4-arm randomized controlled trial to evaluate whether 3 skills building approaches to empower girls' education support, gender rights awareness training, and livelihoods training, which can effectively delay the age at marriage among girls aged between 12 and 18 in Bangladesh. The objective of the program is to bring about change in girls' lives and their status in the community so that they are perceived as assets rather than as burdens and liabilities to their families and to society. Intervention activities were designed to test the impact of 3 different interactive, interpersonal approaches to delaying marriage and childbearing using safe spaces to provide basic skills and access to information and communication technology, sometimes using entertainment education strategies. Group sessions for girls were offered through village-based BALIKA centers, which are selected places in primary school where girls met on a regular basis. The center offered a safe learning environment where girls received mentor and peer support. All BALIKA centers were run by locally recruited young women mentors with the assistance of a teacher affiliated with the school that housed the center and worked part-time with the project after school hours. Girls met weekly for 2-hour-long training sessions. If families or individual girls felt the center was too far for them to travel to alone, mentors ensured that sessions were organized so that girls in a particular neighborhood could walk together. The sessions took place after school hours and on weekends to accommodate and competing demands on their time for school and after school activities. Balika program interventions included the use of modern equipments like laptop, tablets, modem, camera, blood pressure machines, digital content, videos, and so on. Sessions attracted the girls living in villages and remote areas, who can now use equipment that they never had seen or touched before. Sessions were highly interactive and lively due to the use of digital content and videos. The centers remained in session throughout the year, including during breaks in school sessions, and Balika centers can be used to continue sessions after completion of the project. The basic life skills curriculum, which equipped girls with an integrated set of thinking, personal and interpersonal competencies needed to lead productive and fulfilling lives, was delivered across all three of the intervention groups. All girls were given basic sexual and reproductive health information in a safe space environment. The 44 hours of sessions, including knowing yourself and others, creative thinking, decision making, learning how to say no, learning to compromise, physical and emotional changes in adolescence, menstrual hygiene, food and nutrition, reproductive health, HIV/AIDS, child marriage, and family planning. Life skills topics were discussed for the first hour of weekly 2-hour sessions using interactive learning materials and small group activities. The life skills modules has step-by-step guidelines for conducting the sessions and includes interactive games and group exercises. It guides the teacher and mentors in generating new ideas and in how to make learning entertaining. Coming to Netherbody International Youth Foundation IYF. The IYF, a US-based non-profit organization, builds worldwide multi-sector partnership to empower young people to be healthy, productive, and engaged citizens. It targets vulnerable youth, 14 to 24-year-olds, both in school youngsters at risk of dropping out and those out of school, out of work, or working in dangerous situations. Critical skills taught includes self-confidence, teamwork and communication, interpersonal skills, problem solving and decision making. International Youth Foundation connects young people with opportunities to transform their lives. Its holistic approach emphasizes life skills combination with a mix of technical, vocational and entrepreneurship training. As a result, young people are prepared to enter the workforce, create their own potentials and opportunities, and be agents of change in their communities. Together with their partners, they build effective, sustainable, and scalable initiatives in 3 thematic areas like education and employment, initiatives, and life skills. IYF is preparing young people for the jobs employers are looking to fill. With a demand-driven approach, our partnership and initiatives underscores life skills and technical vocational training as critical components of successful youth workforce development. Entrepreneurship. Its self-employment initiatives enable the young people to build, scale and lead small and micro enterprises. They promote self-employment as a vital opportunity for youth. Then social innovation. IYF nurtures young leaders and the institute that support these change makers. Youth Action Net at R initiative strengthens youth-led social ventures around the world. For instance, the internationally recognized Passport to Success program of the International Youth Foundation is set to help Jamaican youngsters gain a stronger commitment to completing their education and to adequately equipping them to gain employment. The innovative programs which has seen success in 30 other countries and empowered an estimated 80,000 young people over the past decade is being piloted in the Jamaican school system by the Ministry of Education in partnership with Youth Upliftment. And now coming to the Partnership for 21st Century P21 Century Skills Program. The NEA, National Education Association, is a founding member of the Partnership for 21st Century Skills, a national advocacy organization that encourages schools, districts and state to infuse technology into education and provides tools and resources to facilitate that effort. In 2002, the Partnership for 21st Century Skills, now the Partnership for 21st Century Learning or P21, was founded as a non-profit organization by a coalition that included members of the national business community, education leaders and policy makers. To foster a national conversation on the importance of 21st century skills for all students and a position 21st century readiness at the center of US K-12 education. The sixth skill of 21st century learning in which P21 focuses are: emphasize the core subject, emphasize the learning skills, use 21st century tools to develop learning skills, teach and learn in a 21st century context, teach and learn new 21st century content, use 21st century assessment that measure core subjects and 21st century skills. P21 focuses on developments in society and economy which require educational enhancement of young people with new skills and competencies, which allow them to benefit from the emerging new forms of socialization and to contribute actively to economic development under a system where the main asset is knowledge. These skills and competencies are often referred to as life skills and competencies to indicate that they are more related to the needs of the emerging models of economic and social development than with those of the past century, which were suited to an industrial mode of production. Contribution of Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development OECD. In 1997, member countries of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development launched the Program for International Student Assessment (PISA) to monitor the extent to which students near the end of compulsory schooling have acquired the knowledge and skills essential for full participation in society. In 2005, they identified 3 competency categories to highlight delivery related, interpersonal and strategic competencies. Using tools interacting in heterogeneous groups, acting autonomously, OECD groups skills and competencies into three different categories as follows. ICT functional skills. That includes skills relevant to master the use of different ICT applications. ICT skills for learning, which include skills that combine both cognitive abilities or higher order thinking skills with functional skills for the use and management of ICT applications, and 21st century skills which bring together skills considered necessary in the knowledge society, but where the use of ICT is not a necessary condition. OECD, by emphasizing on life skills education, highlights that it can equip learners with agency and a sense of purpose and the competencies they need to shape their own lives and contribute to the lives of others. To find out how best to do so, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development has even launched the Future of Education and Skills 2030 project. The aim of the project is to help countries find answers to two far-reaching questions. That is, what knowledge, skills, attitudes and values will today's students need to thrive and shape their world? How can instructional systems develop these knowledge, skills, attitudes and values effectively? Working with policy makers, academic experts, school networks, teachers, education leaders, students and social partners, OECD provides a space in which to exchange ideas, compare proven and promising practices, discover cutting-edge research and contribute to a new ecosystem for life skill education. So far we have seen the contributions of national and international agencies for promoting life skills education. Now let us summarize what we have already discussed. Life skills education has a vital role to play in developing the knowledge, attitude and values that enable people to contribute and benefit from an inclusive and sustainable future. Learning to form clear and purposeful goals, work with others with different perspectives, find untapped opportunities and identify multiple solutions to big problems will be essential in the coming years. Life skills education aims to do more than prepare young people for the world of work. It is equipping students with the skills they need to become active, responsible and engaged citizens. Hence, we can say that students who are the best prepared for the future are change agents, and they can have a positive impact on their surroundings, influence the future, understand others' intentions, action, feelings and anticipate the short and long term consequences of what they do. In developing and shaping life skills training and educational strategies, the role and significance of various international agencies like WHO, UNICEF and many other are highly praiseworthy. Hope you have enjoyed this session and thank you very much.